Hello gentlemen, today we're going to break down one of my favorite plays from last year. The formation that I personally used last year was gun box, and it's only found in the Denver Broncos playbook now. And it's still a really good formation. I just kind of moved on to something new just because I like doing something new every year. But gun box, it's a 4 wide receiver set, and it's kind of like gun bunch, except the outside receiver is out wide. And the reason I like that so much is it really helps get corner routes open. So the play we're going to talk about today is going to be deep fork, and I'll show you guys a few different setups out of this play. Okay, so the play is going to be deep fork, and we're going to break down a few different setups out of this play. Now, before I get into the breakdowns, if you guys want to join a community where you can learn and get better at the game, join our Discord. You can find the link in the description as well as the comment section, and it's pretty active, so you have plenty of people to learn from or play, or if you just want to bullshit, that's cool too. We there's some clowns in our Discord, so it's always a good place to be. So join that, it's free. And then let's go ahead and get into the first setup. So the first thing we want to do when we come out of gun box is make sure our trips is on the wide side of the field. So the ball's on the left hash, you want your trips to be on the right, and vice versa. So the first setup, all we're going to do is streak B, drag the ISO receiver, which is X, and you can run it like this. You can block your running back if you want. I think the spacing is fine between this kind of like C route and this drag. So I'll snap it. I'll show you that the spacing is fine. But it's all about this corner route. Anytime you find a corner route that's kind of like off the line of scrimmage and you have somebody who can clear out space for him, it's always going to be good. So think tight slots, flood. This is really good too. This is going to get over a ton of different zones. And this is definitely one of my favorite setups from last year. You also have this drag in case the user goes and uses this corner route. You're going to have this drag underneath oftentimes. It's going to kind of enter the spot where the user vacates. Now that skinny post, I wouldn't say you're going to be able to throw them too much in this setup. Took a little bit too long to throw that to the corner route. But yeah, this is, again, it's pretty basic. You're looking to hit the corner route. If the corner route's not there because of a user or something, check it down to the drag. So the next setup is very similar to the first one. And what we're going to do for it is out route B, fade RB, which is your outside slot receiver or point receiver, however you want to recognize him. Block your running back, drag the ISO receiver. So the difference with this, besides the obvious, is that you want to read the out route first, because if they play a cover 3, he's going to be wide open for 5 to 10 yards automatically. And also the corner route is not going to be open because this fade from RB is not going to clear an outside third. So always read the out route first. He's always going to be your first read. So it's a man coverage. Cool. We can throw it to this guy here. And I like this a lot versus a cover 2 man, which I think this was, because I automatically know that my out route is not going to be open. I can move on to my corner route. And this fade is going to clear out a safety for me. The drag on the backside does get kind of bagged, but sometimes he'll get open versus any kind of man coverage. But this is just a nice little change up. So like right here, here's the out route, get your yardage. I know that's off coverage, but if that third is pressed, it doesn't really matter. He's still going to get 5 to 10 yards. The read just takes a little bit longer to make, but it's not a big deal. So this second setup is a good mix in. You know, if your opponent starts adjusting to the first one, you could throw this one in, and it's going to do a good job as well. So like right here, out route, get your 5 to 10 yards, depending on what kind of rack animation you get. And overall, the setup is pretty solid. Now the third setup is going to be good versus a lot of different coverages. It is kind of a cover 3 bomb, so I'm going to show cover 3 first. And what we're going to do is drag B, which is our outside receiver. We're going to fade A, which is our inside slot receiver. Block your running back. And then you have the option to leave the C route or put him on a comeback. I'd say if you're expecting a man coverage or he's been doing something with man, the comeback's going to be better because the C route that they give us on this play is not very good. So the comeback will be a good option against the man. So let's go ahead and look at the cover 3. You do need a lot of time in the pocket to hit this. Not a huge fan of bombs, but this concept is pretty good. It develops quick enough for me to like it. Let's go ahead and do it again. Here we go. As soon as he crosses the face of that safety, go ahead, rack it, and get your yardage. Now, this play against other defenses is fine too. So we'll just do random play. I'll do a comeback. Play looks like this. So this will be fine against a, what is this, like a match coverage or something? It's also going to be good versus like cover 2 man, because this guy, this skinny post, is going to beat a shaded down man coverage. Let's do it again right here. Here's a good example. He kind of got bumped there. Not a good example there. But he does beat that shaded down man. And the safeties get occupied with the fade, as well as the C route or comeback. Let's do it again. Just throw it to my drag, get my yardage. Oftentimes, users will kind of see what you're doing and run with that skinny post. There we go. Guess that cover 3. It's a pretty fast bomb. So overall, this setup is really good against people who like to spam any kind of zone coverage. And then for the final setup, what we're going to do is zig the inside slot receiver, which is A, out route B, and then you can run it like this. Now, one thing I want to mention is if you have slot apprentice, I would put him at RB and then put him on a sharp post. So the, slot apprentice post, it's going to be better than this. And if you have access to that, you can do a couple different things. You could do like maybe streak the ISO receiver, out route your running back, and then run it like this. Now, since we don't have access to that right now, I'm going to run it, just like this. And the other thing I would mention is if you have running back apprentice, put your running back on an angle route. That's going to be much better than this kind of like C route. So just putting that out there right here. Here's the out route. This was against a press third. I want you to pay attention to what happens versus this press third. This will be, a deep half, a quarter. It doesn't matter. Any kind of deep blue on the outside, this out route will be open constantly, just like that. So this is like a man coverage. It's pretty obvious. One of the good things about box is if they play a man coverage, they're kind of forced to show their hand oftentimes. Zig will be really good against that. Yes, that could be usered. But then if you have the slot apprentice post, you can just throw it to the post. But I love this zig out route combination. It's very good. Right here, boom. Could have waited and thrown it to the skinny post as well. And this just complements the other setups really well. It's not all about the corner route from A. We have a little bit of, nuance to what we're doing. Just like that. Click on, cut it off. Make sure that the deep safety in the middle of the field can't make a play on it. Mid-read's not going to be there too often. I wouldn't worry about a mid-read playing that. Oftentimes, if you play a cover 2, that will be open. So right here, zig. And the spacing is just really good on this play. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video. If you guys want me to do more breakdowns out of gun box, just drop a like. Let's get this video to 200 likes, and I will definitely break down this formation even more. And then if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you guys want additional help, as always, acemadden.com. Become a member, gain access to all of our schemes by becoming a member. I'll see you guys in the next one.